word. The ladies that come in the afternoon sometimes, Miss Kathy and Miss Linda, they've been coming in the morning because they've had different things that come up. So I know for sure that they won't be here. We have Miss Lula Henry. She hasn't been here in a little bit. So I don't know what's the story on her, but we won't wait. We'll just go ahead and get started. And because it's just me and you let me know if there's anything in particular that you want to work on, and we can work on that. So you don't have to decide right now, but we can go ahead and get started. I just got a text from Walmart Vision that says, "Come see us for a free cleaning and adjustment of your eyewear." That's probably the way of saying you're due an eye exam. That's how they're going to get me in, you think?
Probably.
That'd be costing too much money. I try to put it off as long as I can.
Yeah. Yeah, because glasses cost a lot.
They do. And then I wear contacts and glasses. So having to buy both is a lot. Hold on a sec. Got some
That is
an
expensive.
eggshell. Look at that. I had an eggshell in my mouth.
Huh.
Yeah,
So you
I didn't think that I had that egg peeled really well when I peeled it a while ago. I guess thankfully I didn't crunch into it. I would have, oh gosh, I wouldn't have liked that if I crunched into
no, you wouldn't.
it. But anyway, do you have plans this week for Thanksgiving?
No, I really don't. Uh, I don't have anybody really left
Goodness.
except my daughter-in-law and my grandson.
Well, does your daughter-in-law include you?
Uh, Not really. No.
It
Uh,
just
I
death
mean,
death complicates things, doesn't it?
yes, it does.
Because I think my
Yes.
stepdad passed away a couple of years ago. Well, it's been about 4 years ago now. But it's weird how his side of the family is just, over there
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. I mean, she's still good to me, but we're just not. It's just not the same. It
Right.
it all changes.
It does. Well, you want me to come get you and bring you to my mother-in-law's house?
That won't be necessary, honey.
Well, let me know if you want me to bring you a plate. I'll bring you a plate.
No, 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 no. But I appreciate the thought.
I know, holidays are complicated.
Yes, they are.
It's built up to be like this joyful family time together, and it's not that for everyone. And
No, it's
so
not.
I try to be sensitive to that fact. And, just because it's one way for me doesn't mean it's for everyone. Um,
No.
so,
It used to be a big gathering, but you know, we have to accept the fact that we all can't stay here. You
that's
know,
right. When God didn't
uh,
intend us to be here forever, did he?
no. And
No,
I asked his guidance every day, and to help me accept that fact because it is hard to accept.
and I'm sure you
But
miss your husband. I'm sure you miss your son. And so, that's another part
well,
of
I miss them all. I
it.
mean, my family was so big. I miss them all.
Right. Yeah.
And that's where it gets me. The youngest is the last, but that's not always true. You
Uh-huh.
know.
No, it's not.
Mm-mm.
No, God takes us when he sees fit.
That's right.
whether we can make sense of it or not. But while we're here, we try to take care of ourselves as best we can.
Yes.
And because we're not intended to be here forever, our bodies do break down. They don't work like they used to work. And so
That's right.
we just do what we can. And so I love Tai Chi class because it can serve someone that has trouble with balance, and it can serve someone who doesn't have trouble with balance, but it all helps get our muscles stronger so that we're less likely to fall. And
Right.
there's different reasons we get why we have falls increased. It could be that we have weak muscles, but it could be because our blood sugar drops or our blood pressure drops, or we have vertigo. It could be our sweet little doggy that likes to get up under our feet. There's lots of different reasons why. I tell my dog every day, you are gonna make me fall, because he gets right up under me, and it's like he can't stand for anyone else to be closer. So if somebody tries to get close, he has to get closer. And so we have lots of factors that contribute to falls. And even speaking of Walmart Vision Center, if we don't keep our vision in check, we have bad vision that can affect falls. If we get
Yeah.
glasses, sometimes there's a time of an adjustment where we have to get used to those glasses. And so that's a consideration. But do you know also that hearing can affect falls?
No, I didn't realize that.
There is a joke that says, I need to turn this radio down so I can see when you're driving. And have you ever done that, Miss Linda?
Uh,
Have you ever well, you may not ever turn your radio up, but have you ever turned the radio down so you can see?
well, I've never said that. I always figured that it was because it was confusing my mind.
That's exactly right. It is a distraction. And so
Yes.
sounds funny to say, I got to turn this down so I can, so I can see. But if we don't have proper hearing, it can affect and distract our brain and cause us to fall. It
Right.
disorients us when we can't be fully in the environment that we're in. So those are just lots of considerations in thinking about falls. And, Tai Chi is just one thing we can try to do to help ourselves. And it's intended to strengthen muscle through weight transfer. And so that's what we do all the way through. So hopefully we're good and warm as I've walked up and down and talked about all the things. So let's get in our stable stance, and we'll start with our warm-up stretches, beginning with our neck. Don't forget to breathe. Bring our hands towards us and push, and then follow those hands all the way down, chin to chest. I've been trying to make an effort to breathe more through my nose when it's not stopped up with snot, anyway. Because our nose is a filter of the air that we breathe. It warms the air so that our body accepts it better. So we want to filter out anything through our nose and warm up that air before it goes down into our lungs. So try to breathe through your nose when you can. I've been trying to make an effort. Got stuck on the neck one because it feels so good. Now go to our shoulders. Roll forward and then roll back. Big shoulder circle. And what's your dog's name, Miss Linda?
Amigo,
Amigo. He's a Chihuahua.
yeah, part Chihuahua.
Part Chihuahua.
Yes, I'm talking about you. He had to make a noise over there, like, what you saying about me?
We're saying don't get up under her feet and make her fall. That's all we said.
Right.
For our spine, pushing up and down, stretching that spine. Let's go side to side. Thinking about not giving tension to my shoulders, just keeping them nice and relaxed, even as I hold my arms up. Down to our hips, shift weight to one leg, heel forward, hands back. And remember, you can hold on to a chair here and skip these arm movements if you feel safer having a little something to hold on to. Because this is where it gets complicated when we hold weight on one leg as we move the other. Back to center. And let's do that other leg. And side to side. We kind of use these muscles from the different directions so that we fully strengthen them in all their range of motion. Now for our knees, shift, lift, tap and punch. Take your time in shifting the weight. And that challenges the muscles even more by going slow, which is good. Let's step out. Step, keeping both feet flat on the floor as you shift forward. I like this one because we shift to the side and shift front and shift back. So we're really getting a good range of motion here of our muscles with our hips, knees, ankles. And then we challenge ourselves to stay upright as we shift weight forward. I always want to lean forward with this shift, but we want to stay upright as we shift weight. All right, now for our ankles. So we shift weight to one leg and heel, toe, heel, toe. Back, shift, heel, toe, heel, toe. And back to the other foot, side to side or big toe, little toe. And other leg, little toe, big toe. Then give ourselves a little shake. All right, to our basic six. Where we'll go from commencement, we'll do all the things to the right, and then we'll do all the things to the left. All right, let's go. I'll just call out the names at first, and then I'll talk us through it. Some good deep breaths. Reminding ourselves of the pace of our movement, which is slow, smooth, and continuous. Reminding ourselves not to hold tension, to keep a soft bend in our joints, to keep an upright posture. This is just our time to go through our principles, thinking about weight transfer, but that when we step, it's an empty step, so we don't immediately give weight to our foot. We empty step, then shift the weight. As we do this slow, smooth, and continuous, when we empty step, it's prolonging the time that we have weight on that other leg. So as we know, when we're able to hold our weight on one leg, we are less likely to fall. All right, here we go. And commence. Open and close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open, close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open, close. Close it out. How do you feel about those moves, Miss Linda?
Well, I get to doing them, and then sometimes my mind gets mixed up. I reckon it wanders. I don't know.
Is it on waving hands in clouds?
No, not really. It's still trying to get my feet and my upper body together.
I gotcha. All right, well, let's just break it all down. So thinking about feet and hands together. So whenever we start with commencement, our weight is on both feet. We bring our hands up and nothing is happening with our feet. We're just standing there. It's
Right.
only when we bring our hands down that we shift weight to our right leg. So just practice that movement of coming up, and then when you bring your hands down, shift to your right foot. And then come back and have weight on both legs. So just do that several times and feel what that feels like to have your hands come down and weight shift to your right foot. Up, down, shift right. And it's almost like our hands are doing magic. They're coming down and they're kind of pushing weight to that right foot. Come up and down, shift weight. So once we have shifted weight to that right leg, now our left leg has nothing keeping it from doing something. So what is it going to do? It's going to step out forward. Okay? And when it steps out forward, it steps out empty. So I don't immediately give weight to it. I put it out there easily, and I'm going to do something with my hands before I do give it weight. So all that time, all that weight is going to be on that right foot. So let's start back to the beginning where we come up, down, shift right, and then place that left foot out. So we're not stepping really. I think of it more as place that foot out there, because if you think step, then you have a tendency to give it weight.
Right.
We're coming up, down, shift right, and then placing that left foot out there. So
You don't give it any weight.
Huh?
You don't give that left foot any weight.
No, not right then. You're going to do something else with your hands before you do give it weight. So we come up with our hands, down, shift right, place that left foot out there. So now it's time for our hands to do something. And what we're going to do is bring them in towards our hips and then up our bodies. That kind of feels like an elevator, like they're traveling in an elevator. Okay, now we're going to give weight to that left foot as we take our hands out. So see, I'm here. I'm going to shift left and extend my arms out. Doesn't that feel natural? To shift and extend my hands.
Yeah.
So those two things happen at the same time. I shift left and my hands go out at the same time. Now, once my hands go out, I got to do something with this right foot back there, and I'm just going to bring it up forward.
Okay.
So now my feet are side by side. As I bring my hands in, that's when I even out the weight. So once my hands come in, now I have weight on both legs. So let me talk you through that again. So from the top, we bring our hands up, down, shift right, place that left foot out there. Hands come in and up. Now we're going to shift left as our hands extend out. And bring that right foot forward, bring our hands back, and now we have weight on both feet. So we've completed commencement. Let's do that several times. So we come up with our hands, down, shift right. Place that left foot out there. Bring our hands in and up. Shift left and our hands extend. Bring that right foot forward. Hands come back. And now we have weight on both of our feet. So that's our first movement of commencement. Let's do it again from the top where we come up, down, shift right, place that left foot out. That feels good, right? We got that. Now let's come in and up with our hands. All right, let's go back to the beginning. We come up with our hands, down, shift right. Place our left foot out there, bring our hands in and up. All right, in. Hands up, down, shift right, place left, hands come in and up. Now we're ready. Let's shift left and extend our arms out, and then bring that right foot forward. Looks like we've given a present out there. And then we bring those hands in, and that's the end of that movement. Remember the story that Dr. Lamb tells. So Dr. Lamb says, all right, he says, oh, look at this beautiful ball. I'm going through that movement, okay? Look at this ball. Isn't it so pretty? Don't you want to play with it? No, you don't. Okay. Are you sure? Look, it's so pretty. Check it out. Still don't want it, so I bring it back to myself. So you show off this ball. Oh, look how pretty this ball is. They don't want your ball. You want to give them one more chance. They still don't want your ball, so you bring it back to yourself. Okay? So that story can be helpful in remembering, what all we're doing here. So we come up, down, shift right, place that left foot out, bring your hands in and up. Shift left as you extend your arms. Bring the right foot forward, bring the hands back. And now you have weight on both legs. That's commencement and followed by open and close, which is a great move that we know we can conquer that move. If we don't have any of them, we know we can do open and close, right? All right, so commence and open and close. Here we go. Hands come up, down, shift right, place that left foot. Bring your hands in and up. Shift left as those hands extend. Bring the right foot forward. Hands come back, open and close. Is that feeling more smooth for you?
Yeah.
So sometimes it's a matter of matching what your hand is doing to that weight shift that can help you through it. And then just pause one thing at the time. And I know it's hard in class if, we're just kind of rushing through it. So, typically we'll say like commence. And I try to always pause for the different pieces and parts, but I don't always talk through all of the movements. But nonetheless, it is hands up, come down, shift right, place that left foot out. That's an empty step. Hands come in and up. Now shift left as those hands extend. Right foot forward, hands come back, open and close. So I didn't say it. Go ahead.
If I can keep the ball in mind, I think, that what he said makes sense.
Well, good.
If I can keep it in mind, then I can go with movements, maybe.
Well, I like that. Another thing that is helpful for people is thinking about drawing a U. This never helped me because I always thought it was backwards. Because when I draw a U, I don't draw it like this. But when you come up and you draw a U, down and curve and up, out.
Yeah.
That never was helpful for me.
Like that.
It never helped me, but I've always loved the story of the ball because it's kind of funny.
Yeah, it is.
Look at this pretty ball. Don't you want to play with it? No, they don't want your stupid ball. Are you sure? Play with my ball. No, they don't
So
want
you
your ball. So you just bring it
take
back.
it back.
But you really
And,
take it up and down, like you're really showing it off, right? You're really
yeah,
showing off that ball. All right, here, let's do it again. So commence. We come up, down, shift right. Place the left foot, hands come in and up. Shift left as those hands go out. Right foot forward, hands come back, open and close. All right, let's see if we can do it without me talking what they're doing, but I'll still give time for the pause of each movement. All right, here we go from the top and commence. Open, close. How was that?
that was better.
Well, good. Let's do it again. And commence. Open, close. I like to talk, even if in my head, not even out loud, I will talk through the movements. The same thing that I say out loud, I will say it to myself to talk
Yeah,
through it. So you can do that, or you can even write it all out. You know, you can put it on a piece of paper and tape it up. You can say hands up, down, shift right. You know, place left, hands in and up. Shift left as hands go out. Right foot forward. Hands come back. Adjust weight. Open, close. So you can even write it out. You know, if you look at your, and I know you have the handbook as well as these posters. Hold on, I'm pulling mine out. It has its own version. And what does it say? It says, stand tall without being tense. Breathe in, bring hands up slowly. Breathe out, lower arms and bend knees slightly. Lift arms, elbows bent. Step forward with left heel. Push hands forward. Bring right foot in line with left. So that's another way of saying it. I find it interesting how, you know, we find our own way to say things, you know? So, you can refer back to that. You can write out your own thing. And the more you read it, the more you say it, the more you'll get it.
yeah.
So I can talk about these movements without even knowing what I'm saying because I've said it so many times. That's how just ingrained in my head it is. And so that's what I always say. Hands up, down, shift right. I usually say step left, but I like place left because it reminds us that there is a empty step. So whatever you do, just know that it is an empty step where we
Right.
place that left foot out there. Do something with our hands, which is bring those hands in and up like an elevator. Shift left as they go out. So those movements right there go together. Shift forward and extend those hands. And that's one of those moments when I really fight the urge to lean. Anytime I'm shifting forward, I'm reminding myself to keep an upright posture. So I'm shifting to my left foot and extending my arms. So I'm not doing this.
Right.
I'm staying upright. I'm shifting and bringing that left foot forward or right foot forward, and then hands come back. So that's a good time to remind ourselves when we shift forward to still stay upright. So again, with commence, hands up, down, shift right, place left, hands in and up, shift left as our hands extend, right foot forward, hands come back, adjust the weight, open, close. Single whip. You know, we do it to the right and to the left. First we do it to the right, then we do it to the left, and there's waving hands and clouds in between. For a single whip, we're coming from open and close. That's our next move. Here's what it is. It's shift left, step out right, adjust weight. So there, our hands didn't do anything. Our feet did all the beginning part of that move. So it's shift left, step out right, adjust weight. So step out right means, or you know what it means. I don't mean to say dummy. What the important information about stepping out is that it is not step forward. It is at an angle. And it's about a 45-degree angle. And when I step out and at an angle, my body follows that angle.
Right.
So that's why it's important to shift and we step out, but it's at an angle. And it's not a very big step. It's a little step, but it is at an angle, and your body follows that angle. So what you do in the beginning with your feet, your hands aren't doing anything. They're just sitting here from open and close. With the shift left, step out right, adjust weight. So now I have weight on both feet. So I'm kind of standing in a staggered sense. Once I get my weight adjusted, now I'm going to do something with my hands. So it's kind of a tag team thing where we extend our hands out, turn our palms away from us, and now we separate our hands. I'm following my left hand. In a single whip, you follow the hand with your eyes that is opposite of the foot that you stepped out with. So if I step out right, my head and eyes are going to follow my left hand. In our other single whip, when we step out left, our head and eyes follow our right hand. So one reason why we do it that way is we're facing over here and we're turning like this. So we're getting more of a movement, more of a stretch by going opposite of where our body was, right? If we went from center over, then we don't have as much of a stretch. So we're coming from that angle all the way. So I've stretched my head or my neck, and then also my back and waist by going on that turn. It's kind of a turn. Our shoulders are involved. Our torso turns just a little bit. Our hips stay at that angle. So that really stretches us out. What we want to remember on that move is to don't forget to keep moving the arm the hand that we don't have our eyes on. It's so true, out of sight, out of mind. So we want to, while we're following this one, to continue to move this one out. Because when both of our arms are out to the side, man, we really get a stretch here in my shoulders, in my back. I feel all those muscles working. But if I just move that one hand, I don't feel that. It takes this one coming out for me to completely open that chest and stretch those muscles. So remember that. Don't forget about the hands you're not looking at. All right, so back from open and close, that first single whip to the right. We shift left, we step out right, adjust the weight. Now it's our hands' turns to do something. So we take them out, turn, palms away, and separate, eyes following our left hand. All right. So this next movement transitions us to waving hands in clouds. But let's go ahead and practice the single whip to the other side, where we shift right, step out left, adjust weight, push, turn, separate. Remembering to not forget about the hand that's out of sight. Yeah, that. So let's go to the right, shift left, step right, adjust weight, push, turn, separate. And now let's go to the other side from open and close. Shift right, step left, adjust weight, push, turn, separate, eyes follow the right hand. How do you feel about that movement? The single.
Yeah, I got that. Just not smooth at it like you are.
That's okay. You'll get there. You'll get there. And it's okay if you don't ever make it smooth. But I'm proud of you for doing it.
Well, I'm getting used to the moves.
Well, good.
If I can keep them.
We like progress.
Yes.
So the waving hands in clouds, that is a move that will make you feel a little defeated because there's so many things going on with it. We have 4 things going on. You know, I made a special poster for this move.
Yeah, I've got that poster up there.
That poster, it helps me. Even though I've done Tai Chi for 12 years, I still have it written down. I still have step empty, switch, which means change hands, turn or wave, shift, wait. So, I mean, it is still helpful to me, even saying those words and then also counting because it's 6 steps. So, for good practice, it's good to just walk sideways. And that gets you prepared for waving hands in clouds. And that's just stepping out, shift, and bringing it in. And just getting an idea of what feels natural in your spacing for you to shift weight from one foot to the other. What I was finding myself doing was I was kicking off. I thought I was shifting weight. And when I went to go pick up this other foot, I didn't just lift it up and move it. I kicked off. The way I found that out was because I was on a floor that had just been waxed. And my foot slipped whenever I kicked off. So what we want to practice is when we step and we shift weight, we want to make sure all of our weight is over here and we're right over top of that foot before we lift this foot and move it in. Shift, step, shift, lift and step. Okay, so practicing the weight shift, fully weight shifting, and being able to lift this foot and bring it over. So that's a challenge that I had to take on I guess I had gotten in a habit of kicking off and didn't even realize it. So shift to where our weight is over top of that foot because it's fixing to hold all of our weight while we lift this one. And so that's why it's so challenging because we do it slowly when we want to hold our weight on that one foot so we can bring this one over. So practicing walking sideways is so important to get us truly ready and able to do waving hands and clouds. Getting used to that weight shift and step, weight shift and step. Not stepping too close, not keeping our foot too far or stepping out too far, going from wall to wall. You never have to really wave hands in clouds, but practicing that Tai Chi walking sideways will help strengthen your muscles, especially if you do it slow, smooth, and continuous, and really shift that weight right over top of that leg. So that's Tai Chi walking sideways. Empty step, now shift the weight. Empty step, now shift the weight. Empty step, now shift the weight. Okay, so I highly recommend Tai Chi walking sideways for good practice of strengthening your muscles. And then that gets you ready for to do waving hands and clouds where you add the hands and the feet. You know, the step, switch, turn, and shift. It's all those things. And there really is a rhythm to it. You can practice the hand work where you have a hand by your hip, hand cross body, and you turn, switch, turn. This is nice and relaxing. So you can sit in a chair or just stand here with a soft bend in your knees and go side to side. You can utilize your stomach muscles as you go side to side. And this is your switch and turn. Switch and turn. Switch and turn. I like this one just to sit and breathe and kind of calm you down, especially seated, because then I don't have to worry about staying upright. I can close my eyes and just enjoy that circular movement of my hands. It's that wax on, wax off, like Karate Kid does. It's that feel of the movement. So breaking it apart, that's pretty easy, right? We can side switch, turn, switch, turn, and we can step, shift, step, shift. You know, we can do the feet part and the hand part. It's just when we put it together that, whoa, it blows our mind because so much is happening at the same time, it feels like. So break it down and do step and then fix your hands and then turn and then shift. So don't worry about making it continuous. Make it as choppy as you want to. Just do one thing at the time. Step, switch, turn, shift. Step, switch, turn, shift. Step, switch, turn, shift. Step, sorry, switch, turn, shift. I'm following the paper. Step, switch, turn, shift. Step, switch, turn, shift. Step, switch, turn, shift. So just practice the bottom, practice the top, And then when you go to put it together, just do one thing at the time and follow your piece of paper that says what to do next, next, and then go back to the top. Next, next, next. Okay? All right, so let's put it together one last time, then we'll cool down from the top with commencement. Okay, here we go. And commence. Hands up, down, shift right. Place that left, hands in and up. Shift left as those hands go out. Right foot forward, hands come back, open and close. Single whip, shift left, step right, adjust weight. Push, turn, separate, eyes follow that left hand. Waving hands in clouds. All right, bring this in. Now we're going to step, switch, turn, shift, 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 step, switch, turn. Now let's come to the middle for open and close. Our other single whip. Shift right, step left, adjust weight. Push, turn, separate, eyes follow our right hand. Shift right, bring that left foot, left hand back for waving hands in clouds. So let's start at step, switch, turn, shift, 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 step, switch, turn, and to the middle for open and close. How was that? Was that better?
Yeah.
Okay. But that's what we do. We'll just break it down and practice, and we'll do it again next week. Okay, Miss Linda?
Okay, sounds good.
Let's give ourselves a little thigh massage because man, our legs worked real hard, didn't they?
Yeah.
All right. Now let's tense
Get them separated.
and relax.
Get it used to being separated, and then put them together. Maybe I can get it more smooth.
Yeah.
But that's the thing is keeping my head straight on what I'm supposed to do at each time. But that was better today.
Well, good. That's what we want to hear is progress.
Yes.
Progress. But tense and relax. Tense. But I agree, it is very overwhelming. It's a lot going on. And I know I make it look easy. I don't mean to. But I do it. I do it a lot.
You do it a lot, and you don't have brain cells that's going to sleep on you. I've got that.
Some days I do, but for the most part, no. All right, we take our right fist, that represents our strength. Our left fingers together represents our friendship, our thumb in, our humility. We put those together in mutual respect. We say namaste.
That was a good lesson for me.
Well, good. Well, it is on record, so you can go back and revisit it.
Okay.
that sound good?
That sounds good.
All right, well, I'll put your sweatshirt in the mail, but we'll have 2 more classes. I just want to go ahead and send it out to you, especially since we're going to have some colder days. So why not wear our new sweatshirt? And if for some reason you don't like the size, you just let me know and I'll send you a different size, okay? And we'll worry about getting the other back to me.
Okay.
All right. All right. Well, I hope you have a wonderful week. I will see you next Tuesday.
All right. You have a happy Thanksgiving.
You too, Miss Linda, and let me know if you change your mind about bringing you a plate.
I appreciate that very much, but
Well, you're welcome.
I'll be fine.
All right. Well, I love you.
Have a good one.
All right. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.